Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Fallen London. We are currently underneath the vineyards. Well, I don't really know where we are. We've kind of gone down underneath, and we are currently navigating Memories Road. I read through this on the other episode, but basically this is a place where memories come to the surface, and I'm not really sure what's going to happen. I have a feeling it's going to be bad. So let's just go. We didn't have time to get out. Buckle the armor and buckle it tight. Leather and iron scales fit for a Khan. He stands below ground as enemies batter at the gate. Ignore them. Fasten my helmet. Ready my horse to ride. Dust scatters from the rafters and he bends to his bow. My horse? Ready my horse. His daughter weeps. Your horse, O Khan, is dead. So I think each one of these is going to be from a different one of the cities. Now that was the fourth city, I think, because of the Khanate. Through a mirror of knives. Gaze into the splintered depths. Look deeper. Call, and they will come. From their temples, their terraced palaces, there is a jungle through the glass. There is a road where they may pass. There is a jaguar with a snake. There is a bird whose feathers shake like spears rattled before a battle's start. That sounds like parabola. But could be wrong. Don't take anything I say as potentially true. Alas for pomp and vanity. Enjoyed such invariable good health and lived so regularly all his life that the public thought nothing of his illness until they were startled yesterday morning by the bulletin announcing a restless night and the appearance of unsatisfactory symptoms. Okay. Feed us. Oh god. I'm getting weird throwbacks to something like Mr. Eaton. I don't know much about it, but I've read little bits here and there. Teeth clogged with gore, red, dripping, more. Beasts slaughtered, feasts spread on the floor. Our fingers probe their bones. We chew. Amongst the smoke, the popping fat, we devour the dead until our hungers have been fed. Feed us more than the dead. Draw the curtains by royal decree. Hushed hallways, velvet, black velvet. A scratch as matches flare and candles burn in the blackness. Speak softly, for my head still aches. I cannot bear the sun, only candles. Bring them closer, I wish to see his face. Bring me the laudanum. Quietly, quickly, for my head aches. Oh god, what's this? Cleft for thee hide in me. Eyes in the temple walls. They watch, carved irises and eyelids and pupils dilated, chiseled, to observe the rites the priest-king works upon the stone altar. They will never stop watching. Never. They are always open. They are painted and plated with radiant bronze. The walls are wrong. The walls are always wrong. I wish I knew enough about the history of all of these cities to know which one is which. Oh, through a mirror of knives again. Splintered depths. Yeah, we've read that one. A breath of the void. He will open his mouth to the stars. He will scream until his voice is gone, until his lungs are filled with blood, until the void between the stars opens between his teeth, and his daughters will bow, and his priests and attendants will pray, and the horizon will part like a sleeper's eyelids at sunrise. Well, there's a shade and cedars. Dappled sunlight on the ground, fine perfume in the air, fine perfume everywhere. A cedar scent when you inhale, when you sit on the ground in dappled light. Come outside, leave the temple, be with me. We will sit at the crossroads and talk about love. Come and talk about love, be with me. Do I click on this now? I'm worried that if I click it, it's going to advance it, but let's do it anyway. It isn't really much to pay. Not much to pay, not much at all, especially since we won't pay, since someone else can take the fall to feed them. Feed them something more. Just sign here, right here. Above all, remember, that this world is delicious. Okay, let's navigate the memory. We're not gonna, like, kill the pig, are we? Because that seems like a really bad idea. Oh no! You are so hungry. Feed us. Feed us. Strip the pig and feed us with its dripping pork. Such exquisitely marbled bacon. Pickle its hooves and fry its brain and cook its blood into a good pudding. We sit around and well and wait. Our stomach growl. Our knives are sharp. We are so hungry. So hungry. Come back here. Give us meat. We made a deal. We have to eat. We will find you again. You cannot run away. We will find you and feast in your skull when you sleep. You cannot run away from a dream. We've gained unaccountably peckish. Why are you so damnable hungry? That's not good, I don't think. It might be brilliant, but I don't know. Okay, well, our love can never be. At least we didn't kill the pig, for the record. Dart, little snake, dart. Bite, little snake, bite. Sink your fangs until your venom wells from welts as red as treachery. Come, little snake, come. I'll stroke your head. Now my betrothed is dead. What, little snake, have I done? What, little snake, have I done? Ooh, we didn't have time to get out. Buckle the armor, buckle it tight. Carnus again. Yeah, we've read that one. Oh, on the plus side, a memory of sunset. You had to do it, didn't you? We're not going to burst into flames or anything, are we? You had to do it, didn't you? But now you have a choice. High on the palace balcony above the purple riverbank, they wait until the glyphs have dried. A disc, a tool embedded in a block to collect the contract. Remember, above all, the sun will always rise somewhere. Priscilla squints to stare into the setting sun. You close your eyes as the sun sets. Another sun rises inside your head. Iron and glass smouldering in a dream that's not a dream. Palm trees bow and shrivel in the heat. Serpents thrash and hiss in withering grass. Colours run down the sky's face as oil paint might run down a canvas, puddling until you stand knee-deep in liquid light. Your skin starts to blister. Your eyelashes burn. You reopen your eyes. Priscilla nuzzles your cheek. You are lying face down on the ground. This puddle isn't liquid, light. Perhaps it's best you don't know what it is. Oh dear. Okay, what else we got? Orange light under the clouds? Fires! Fires in the dark, leaping across the land. Crane your neck, watch the inferno rise. Above the walls, into the dark, until the stars and embers, and the heat has lashed and lashed your face again. Crackled and cooked. Listen, and you may hear screams before the fire roar engulfs them too. Oh, what's this? A silhouette on the roof. I haven't read this one. Nobody can enter, nobody can leave, except for the thing on the roof. Have you witnessed its wings amongst the towers, perching, preaching, entering and leaving when its talons tap the shuttered window pane? Tap, tap, tap. Let me in. I have come bearing gifts. Tap, tap, tap. Let us in. We have come bearing gifts. Okay, let's do the memory of youth. You have no time. Ooh. You have no time. We have the paperwork. Can you not hear them knocking down the walls? Soon everything you know and love will fall. But every fall is not alike, Great Khan. Remember, please remember, above all, that there are worse fates, far worse fates for a city, than selling it to the bazaar. Walk with me, says the gracious widow. I want to find someone. Pipes twist around you underground, silver and slithering. They are snakes. Their jaws spew alcohol. Golden droplets dangle in midair like apples from a tree. Your head swims. Every breath intoxicates. You lean against Priscilla for support, but the gracious widow only stands taller. She is staring ahead toward a young woman at a table. You cannot see the woman's face. She is holding a goblet and looking into a mirror. Now I remember, says the gracious widow. I finally remember how it feels. You may leave. I will find the way back on my own. I know this place better than any place. She begins to unpin her veil, and the ceiling trembles. Pipes thrash in the walls like wounded animals. She approaches the woman, and the woman turns, and the world collapses. Charred bodies thunder, shattered propagandas until the tunnel is blocked, until there was never a tunnel. Wow. That was quite the event. A memory of nocturnal bliss? Nocturnal? I don't know what that word means. A quill wet with blood. A quill wet with blood. Parchment blacker than black. Blacker than the blackest black velvet. Watch it ripple. Watch it writhe. Here, on the tabletop. It is heavy as lead. Heavier. Sign away. Sign right on the dotted line. Remember, above all, the world is filled with love. Priscilla nudges forward through black curtains thick enough to smother you. Black curtains, bed curtains, that part as you pass, grasping Priscilla's tail. She winds and disappears into the fabric cataract. You reach out again for her tail and touch something wet, something warm, something like a dead fish that's been left out too long in the sun. But it isn't quite dead, and it isn't alone. That's when you hear them moan. Pale bodies move beneath your own. Priscilla squeals. You scramble after her. Down, down the curtains come, as they would on stage, and you drag yourself, gasping from under their masks. What the hell? Has that got something to do with Queen Elizabeth? With the black curtains? Victoria, sorry, not Elizabeth. Okay. Oh. It's just lots of eyes. Oh, I don't think we've done your silk sleeves. Blue silk, like the sky between the trees, like the sky between branches that rustle in the breeze. A more marvellous cloth I have never beheld, a more marvellous heart I have not held to me. How can a man be so handsome? How can sleeves be so blue? Stay right here with me, and I'll stay here with you. Memory of flesh and stone. 1 clay cup. 1 candle, still unlit. 1 promise to preserve this moment forever in stone. Death needn't come so fast. Keep it at bay. Love needn't leave so fast. Yes, let it stay. We'll need your agreement, of course. Make your mark here. Remember, always remember, the shade and the cedars. As you walk behind the pig, the walls begin to breathe. Eyes grow in the stone. More eyes and more. Every stone is watching you. And you are watching an altar where a priest king stands above his lover's still body, holding a shard that blinds you with its light. Death isn't death. Stone isn't stone. Flesh isn't flesh. No surface is not alive. No surface is not screaming. You hold your hands against your ears and stumble after Priscilla as the memory slams behind you like a door in a temple. Ooh. Well, doesn't this look interesting? A new wind. I sail, I soar, I am no longer here. I play with them on the rooftops. I blow their hats down the street. I tumble rags through the gutter. I carry them off their feet. Bottle me at your peril, enchain me if you dare. No art nor craft known to your kind can tame the open air. I Faye? Mind me us, spread and return, spread and come back to me. We are the verdant vines that twine through space and time and memory. Come back to me, rejoin the tree. Never. I have my poetry. I have my own identity. I am myself, 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 and everyone is me. Walls without mortar. Black ivory, acid, copper, blood. A spark that will burn when the payment is made. When the payment is made, then we will be obeyed. Sapphires shimmer, now bottle the wind. All elements must be in readiness. They will not listen until they are fed. All engines must be fed sufficient fuel. I think we may have found our goal here. Priscilla digs. They did this. They did this to me. Her snout nudges through mushrooms, gills and stalks and caps that flap and speak without speaking. They did this to me. I've been here all along, she snorts as her hooves strike something more than solid than a memory. It pulsates, it speaks, its voice thrums in your blood. It won't last much longer. Speak to me. There are voices in your head. They are the poetic pox. You will not be able to return to explore more memories. Okay, well, let's... Leviathan. Okay, there are more of these, and I'm going to do them just on the account that someone, somewhere, may see something that they don't know, and then they can tell me about it in the comment section. It'll be brilliant. So we've seen that one. The Leviathan. There are beasts in the Z. There are beasts in the sky. There are beasts without names that no words can describe. To call even them beasts is to tell another lie. In the old scrolls that scribes labelled Leviathan what they could not label. Peer under the surface, see without your eyes, beyond the horizon, with all speed they fly. Not going any higher because we've already seen it, but a parliament of bats. An asteroid is their table. They chatter and debate, schedules and dates. High-pitched squeaking as arguments are waged, fail-safes engaged. How large is too large, and how long will it last? It will have to be done, and be done again. Fast, if their payment's too small, make it large. Pray it lasts, pass the wine. I believe this is a nod to the Masters. If you play Sunless Skies, you learn considerably more about the origins of the Masters. And a parliament of bats. Well, let's just say they're very batly. When Leviathan, I think. I'm just going to do a couple... I think that may be it. I think that's all of them. Okay, so let's advance the story. You will not this by not having a poet laureate. Okay. Communion. You crouch beside the mushrooms. You hear them, although they have said nothing, and you return their speech. They throb when you greet them. They ripple with colours that no mind could conjure outside this lacquer-stained chamber. They move, and suddenly the space has bloomed. Rainbows erupt, walls recede like the tide. Each mushroom bows, as subjects would before their true sovereign, and you perceive an altar in their midst. Blue blood leaks from a shrivelling thing pinned to the altar with a knife. I am alive, says the thing, but will not be for long. Oh no, what are you? Destiny's engine? Oh, I think I might be out of my depth here, guys. The stone pigs do not have her heart. The heart they do not have is here. It speaks to you. It is a fungus too, once greater than a city, now butchered and shrunken and small. Only a quivering lump smeared on the altar and skewered. Speak to me. My voice is dying. Speak to me. I hope I can do all of these. Let's speak about poetry. Every spore that spread the pox originated from this one fungus. All language is the same. A link between thoughts in a chain. Spread an idea, spread yourself. I spread myself through the stars. I spread my words far, far, far. I propagate, assimilate. Poetry is language that targets the brain with rhythm, rhyme, and meaning that seeps deep, deep into memory. My spores, faithful spores, spread my word through your head. Spread them before I am dead. I am greater than me. You are greater than you. We are greater than we thought. Our shared poetry. I may die, but I will live in song. Speak about the stone pigs, because I know nothing about stone pigs. You stand at the black bone core that motivates them. They have leached my life over eons. They have siphoned my vitality. When they awake, once I have died, their hungers must be satisfied again, or they will break away to feed themselves. They will obey no master without food. Didn't someone say the stone pigs devoured an entire city? Does this mean they will come and eat London? That seems bad. Speak about memory. Lacquer still drips around you, and each droplet holds an impression. What was lost still echoes here. Thoughts that rumble and congeal. Material for me to weave into patterns. Cataclysms when 5 cities fell, pressed like grapes when they are crushed. Deep underground, here underground, my memories, they are mine now, soaked into my mycelium. Around your head, around your feet, the other mushrooms pulsate in the dark as though they were an orchestra in rhythm with a conductor's baton. Our memories are all the same. We are the same. We are me. Let's speak about sacrifice. Nothing comes without a cost. Yes, sacrifice. The fulgent flames, the knife, the knife, the knife. Nothing comes without a cost. They paid the cost with my life and a knife. It wheezes on the altar as you watch. Cold wind slices through your clothes, your skin, your blood, your bones. Emptiness, ash in the hearth. A dying fire's final pop. Darkness. You kneel beside the altar as the verdant fungus twitches one last time. Now it has expended its voice. Soon it will expend everything. Okay, so time slips away. Centuries, millennia bleed onto the altar. No number you fathom could measure the age this fungus has attained. Now it has come to its natural end. Although, since you've arrived, it may not be completely natural. You may only select one option. Okay, so we can allow Priscilla to eat the fungus. Dr. F bred her just this design. She strains to taste its flesh. We can kill the fungus, twist the knife in the altar, finish the job. Spare the fungus. Perhaps its death is inevitable, but you won't deliver that death. Devour the fungus yourself. Are you drooling? Where did this hunger come from? No matter. You will satisfy it. Yet again, I just know everyone watching this is saying, devour the fungus! Do it! You know, I actually have no idea. The fourth option's out. I'm torn between sparing it or allowing Priscilla to eat the fungus. Allowing Priscilla to eat the fungus was what we said we were going to do. I mean, it's not actually dead, it's just not got a voice. Oh god. I mean, I could always put it out of its misery. I don't know what it means by a death-bringing choice, though. Other than bringing death to the fungus, obviously. Oh god. You know what? I think I'm going to let Priscilla eat the fungus. Her lips are blue, eyes are wide. She stares into the distance as she chews. She never stops staring. Not even when the walls dissolve, not even when the lacquer rushes through the cracking floor. You wrap your arms around her, as a sailor might grab wreckage in a storm. She floats. You float with her. 2 bubbles in champagne. Higher, higher. Nothing is the same, and yet you know your way. The road, or now there is a road, leads straight ahead. Priscilla drifts beside you, and there, at a lamppost melting through memory's fog, the gracious widow is waiting with the surreptitious urchin. Good, says the gracious widow, watching through her veil. You're back. Got to help both Dr. F and my employer, says the surreptitious urchin. Whoa. It is a log trek, but the gracious widow doesn't complain. Once more she takes your arm with a familiarity that will never be mentioned. You walk for hours that are minutes, that are days, that are no time at all. Easier out than in, eh? Says the surreptitious urchin. You are back in the winery cellars as though you had never left them. And now you are at a desk. The gracious widow is calculating figures with a fountain pen. The inarticulate auctioneer pushes Jade across the desk. Our terms, I believe, have been fulfilled, says the gracious widow. She rings a tiny silver bell that jingles like the harnesses on a horse. And now you are standing in the street. Exhaustion envelops you as suddenly as morning fog. You hear carriage wheels clutter. Rub your eyes. London is awake, but deep beneath its deepest cellar, something monumental still slumbers. And on the plus side, we got some more Jade, I suppose. I mean, aha, I'm finally back in London. Ignore the fact that I haven't bloody voted yet because I've been stuck in underneath a bleeding cellar for weeks. Right. Your final appointment with the doctor. Dr. F is pacing his laboratory when you return, chewing his fingernails. Quite literally chewing them off. Priscilla, he cries, rushing to embrace her. How are you, my darling? Did you have a lovely adventure beneath the bazaar? Yes, you did. And you still have your skin. How wonderful. Now open your mouth. I must examine your teeth. Return the pig to the doctor. She doesn't appear to see him. Her eyes are still staring into the distance. Years later, you will remember his screaming laughter. You remember his sobs and his shrieks. How he hugged your legs and kissed your feet and thanked you. When urchins pass you in the street, they'll whisper between themselves. There's the good un what gave Dr. F his own stone pig. Oh, Priscilla continues to stare. Her pupils are wider than pies, and her whites milky blue. She isn't stone. Perhaps she's not a pig either. Taxonomy in the neath slips like a snake in your hands. Even if you get a grip, you might get bitten too. Is no one worried about the whole, stone pigs rising up to eat everything? No? We're not going to mention that to anyone? A parting glass. Your conspirators have now regrouped. You sit again with the pirate poet and the fidgeting writer, while the one-eyed mob perches amongst wine bottles. The doctor's patroness has not joined you. Soon you will disband, but there is still time for a parting glass. Nothing like that sweet ache at a journey's end, eh? Asked the one-eyed monk. Drink with the pirate poet. I never trusted the doctor, but the pox seems to be gone. What matter? Whatever you did down there, it worked, says the pirate poet. I wish you could have gone all the way, but I understand the choices you had to make. She swirls the wine in her glass, watching it spiral, just like a whirlpool. But I don't feel its pull anymore. No whispers in my head. Now that I'm back to myself, I'll have to write a poem about this. I think I'll call it Cracked Voices, and it is not going to rhyme. Let's have a drink, the fidgeting writer. I feel as though a great burden is lifted. I have my voice back. He still fidgets, but he fidgets less. Ever since I can remember, I've suffered the same nightmares. Now their weight is gone. I've decided to dedicate my next story to you. The fungus under Greyfields. Perhaps no one will read it, but sales aren't everything. He sips his claret carefully. He wipes his lips. Not all fidgeting writers come to a good end. Their type seems predisposed to tragedy, but this one, you feel assured, has a bright future ahead, if only in penny dreadfuls. And now we will depart with the one-eyed Mark. Why don't we take the sewers one last time? Maybe I'll catch a rat. Good work back at the Greyfields. My gang will be pleased how that auction shook out. Another knock to the widow's smuggling ring. As for everything else, pure gravy. The one-eyed Mark is an exceptional rat catcher. At the sewer's exit, it presents you with a furry corpse. At a road. I don't know exactly what happened down there in them pigs, and I hope you got what you wanted. A real pleasure doing business. It slinks into the fog. You hold the rat. Just like that. Your journey is another memory. Perhaps we cannot know the past that no poet can tell. What motivates the human heart, wherein our secrets dwell. But should most language fail, remember this. All shall be well. Oh. A royal summons. Sometime after the auction, you receive a royal summons. You report to the Shuttered Palace, where you are escorted through silent galleries flanked by silent footmen to a silent sitting room where the captivating princess is not waiting to receive you. Instead, the veteran Privy Councillor uncorks a bottle and says, "Pull up a seat." Oh dear. I'm afraid Her Royal Highness is displeased. You might want to be afraid too. Oh no. As he pours a glass, the veteran Privy Councillor mentioned the entirely unrelated fact that a building belonging to the university's pre-Lapsarian archaeology department recently burned to the ground. Perhaps you saw the smoke? A disgraced doctor, whose name we won't mention, was forced back into hiding with his pig. It's a pity. That man didn't uphold his end of the bargain with Her Royal Highness. What happened was officially a coincidence, of course. Luckily you didn't make the bargain, but you did manage to cure the pox. Now, how about some wine to celebrate? It's a good year. Oh god. You finished the exceptional story. May you always drink deep, delicious friend. A bottle of Broken Giant. So, that is the end of this month's exceptional story. That was lovely. I love that to pieces. It was brilliant. That was probably one of the best exceptional stories I've ever recorded on my channel. It was long, it was interesting, it was full of things that I very much didn't know, and now do know. And it was a good story. So, please like, subscribe, let me know what you think in your comments. I greatly appreciate it. Any explanations or anything, you just want to talk about what you did, greatly appreciated. And as always, I'll see you next time.